In the future, certain organs began to generate inside human bodies that no one had ever imagined. The story starts with a boy named Bracken, who lived with his mother, Juna, by the water's edge. His father, Lang, worked far away, so Juna took care of Bracken. She often warned him not to eat anything he found on the way. However, we see Bracken returning home and eating plastic utensils. Juna stood to the side, watching him, already aware that her son could consume such plastic items. This was a unique ability within him. Due to this, Juna did not consider her son a human. She felt that she had given birth to a child who was not worthy of living in this world. She feared that if such beings continued to exist, our world would be in danger. So, when Bracken was asleep at night, Juna placed a pillow over his face, preventing him from breathing, and he soon died. Afterward, she immediately called her husband, Lang, to inform him that she had killed their child and asked him to come and take the dead body away. When Lang received this news, he became extremely angry and rushed home. Upon reaching home, Lang found no sign of Juna, but he saw his son's dead body on the bed. He was in shock, wondering what his wife had done. Meanwhile, we are introduced to a man named Sol, who was sleeping on a strange platform that shook from time to time. Sol had an assistant named Capress, and the unusual platform was called Orchid. Capress was conducting a checkup on Sol's body to ensure everything was alright. They both worked together and belonged to the entertainment industry. However, we learn that Sol's body was generating extra organs that allowed him to perform various feats that humans could not do. This phenomenon of unknown organs appearing in human bodies caused a lot of pain whenever such organs developed. To reduce the pain, a platform called Orchid was created, where Sol sat and felt no pain. However, if this platform were removed, any organs generated in his body would cause him significant pain, which was intolerable. Capress was thoroughly examining Sol's body to see what changes were occurring, and she was astonished that these changes were happening again. When Sol ate, he would sit on a chair that had strange structures designed to relieve his body. We see Sol and Capress leaving their home and heading to a registry office established by the government. This office kept records of individuals whose bodies were generating various types of organs. There, 2 employees named Vipin and Timlin worked. When they saw Sol and Capress, they began to ask what they needed. Capress explained everything about how different organs were generating in Sol's body again, which is why Vipin needed to take notes. Due to recent revolutions, such changes were occurring frequently. However, they also mentioned that they had encountered cases where individuals experienced these changes without any pain. If there was no pain, people would be unable to control the changes happening in their bodies, which could be extremely dangerous for all humans. Vipin and Timlin began to thoroughly check Sol's body to identify which organs were present and created a blueprint for future reference. After completing the checkup, Sol returned home with Capress. Inside Sol's house, 2 workers from the same company that created the Orchid machine were present. This was the machine that prevented Sol from feeling pain. Since the machine had malfunctioned, the workers had been called in to fix it. They quickly started inspecting and maintaining the device. However, while there, the workers noticed another machine called Stark, which was also manufactured by their company. Years ago, the production of these machines had completely stopped. The 2 workers then asked Sol what this machine was used for. Sol explained that this machine could be used for autopsies, and he used it to entertain people by showcasing his art with the help of this machine. However, the workers did not understand these concepts, so they left. The next day, Sol and Capress were shown performing their art in front of many people. Sol was inside the Stark machine, while Capress controlled it with a remote control. Using this machine, Sol would extract the new organs generated in his body for everyone to see. These displays were so dangerous that they were rarely seen. Whenever a new organ was extracted from Sol's body or he sustained a deep injury, it brought him pleasure, and he felt very good. This meant that Sol had become immune to pain and was now thriving from these experiences, earning a lot of money by showcasing his art. During the event, we also see Vipin and Timlin present, along with Lang. Lang bizarrely places a strange chocolate on the table, which another man picks up and eats, only to die on the spot. How this happened will be revealed shortly. Next, we are introduced to another man named Link, who had grown multiple ears on his body using his new organs and had completely stitched his mouth shut. He also performed in a similar manner to entertain people. We then see a detective named Coop, who calls Vipin and Timlin in for questioning. They tell him everything about Sol. Detective Coop states that he wants to catch all the people who extract neo organs for entertainment purposes, as these activities were illegal according to the government. On the other hand, we see Lang, who was making strange cuts on a lady's body. Because of all these things, the lady was experiencing pleasure. Suddenly, Lang's attention shifted to Sol, and he approached him. Lang began to tell Sol that his wife had killed their son, Brecken, and he wanted Sol to perform an autopsy on his son and extract his neo organs. However, Sol firmly refused to do so and walked away. After some time, we see Sol and Detective Coop meeting together, revealing that Sol worked for Coop as an undercover agent, providing him with the names of those who extracted their new organs to entertain others. Sol and Coop had become good friends who shared everything with each other. They understood that it was essential for both of them to stay together for their survival. Sol informed Coop about the child named Brecken, whose father, Lang, had approached him. Coop promised to investigate the matter. The next day, it was revealed that Sol had gone to see Juna in prison. Sol asked her why she had taken her son's life. Juna simply explained that her son had already undergone transformation because he and his companions were no longer human. Like her son, they could consume plastic and generate new organs internally. She stated that she did not want this generation to continue, which is why she killed her child, and she felt no guilt about it. Sol noted everything down and left. Now we see Lang going to meet his group in a factory that produced strange types of chocolates. These were the same chocolates that Lang had brought to the party, resulting in the death of a man who ate one. Lang approached a companion and informed him that he was going to perform an autopsy on his deceased son to reveal how his son's body had evolved, as Lang's son had been born with the same genetic modifications from childhood. On the other side, we see Capress meeting another lady. The lady had made several cuts on her body, which was making her very famous. Seeing her, Capress also made cuts on her face, but no one was paying attention to Capress. Because of this, Capress told Sol that they should listen to Lang and perform an autopsy on his son, as it might help increase their viewership and bring them more fame. There must be something unusual in that boy's body that they could show to their viewers. On the other hand, Sol was meeting with Vivid, who informed him about a competition where talented people did not win. Instead, those with strange changes in their bodies were the winners. Based on all this, Sol was deemed the best candidate to participate. However, Sol decided to go directly to Lang with Capress. Lang showed them his deceased son, whose dead body he had preserved. Lang expressed his desire for them to perform an autopsy on his son to reveal his entire digestive system and to showcase the nature of his neo organs to the public. Along with that, Lang showed them an invention he had created, a chocolate that anyone with neo organs could eat, eliminating all pain from their bodies. He explained that he and his companions had undergone surgery to transform themselves into those with neo organs and that they could eat this chocolate comfortably without any pain. However, if a normal person ate it, they would die, just like the person at the party who had consumed it. Lang even offered Sol the chance to try this chocolate, but Sol was skeptical and did not trust it. Sol had already shared all this information with his detective friend, who advised him to examine Lang's son and to follow Lang's suggestions. This led Sol to join Capress in the show and prepare to perform the autopsy on Lang's son. When Capress conducted the autopsy, they discovered a shocking reality. The neo organs present in Lang's son's body were not from childhood. However, those changes had been made through surgery. When Lang learned this truth, he became extremely upset and ran away, unable to comprehend who could have done such things. He began to suspect his wife, Wana, thinking she might have done this to take revenge on him. Suddenly, two ladies, who were members of Sol's team, arrived and brutally killed Lang for unknown reasons. Sol then met Detective Cop and informed him that Lang had died and that all the organs in his son's body had been surgically implanted. Detective Cop revealed the truth to Sol, stating that this was not the case at all. In fact, all the abilities in Lang's son's body were present from birth. However, the government did not want people to know that the changes occurring in their bodies could hit the DNA level and that the same abilities would be found in future generations. If everyone learned this, they would panic and start taking their own lives. For this reason, government agents collaborated with Timlin to make several changes to Lang's body, presenting it as though the organs had been included through surgery. Moreover, Lang was killed because he could expose the truth. When Sol learned this, he realized that Lang was doing a good thing. Lang had created chocolates that could keep them alive, even if there was a shortage of food. Thus, Sol decided to stop working with the detective and went directly to his assistant. He was experiencing a lot of pain in his body, so he finally tried the chocolate made by Lang. It turned out that the chocolate really worked, and the pain Soul was feeling completely disappeared. Now, Soul had uncovered the reality. And this is how our story concludes here.